Welcome to Mexico City, where the fans have turned out at the legendary Hermanos Rodriguez racetrack in the heart of this megalopolis for round 4 of the ABB FIA All-Electric Formula E Championship. Welcome to the CBMM Niobium Mexico City E-Prix. Hello everyone, I'm Bob Barsha. There are the weather conditions as we get set to go racing for 45 minutes plus one lap. And here's a look at the racetrack. 2.1 kilometers around, 17 turns, a long straightaway, and then a longer right-hand turn before a quick chicane, and then down into the Forosol, the stadium section. Twisting, off camber, technical and difficult. And then into the old Perotada corner with one final chicane before they go on to the start-finish straightaway. The start is just minutes away, so let's turn it over now to the men who will call the race. Lead commentator Jack Nichols and three-time Indy 500 champion Dario Franchitti.
Thank you very much, Bob. As ever, a huge crowd has packed into the grandstands, and this is the grid they are going to see. On pole position, it's Pascal Wehrlein for Mahindra, his first ever pole position for the Mahindra team. Second, alongside him on the front row of the grid, is Lucas di Grassi, a former champion. His best race result so far this season, though, is 7th. Row 2 looks interesting, Dario.
On third position, Venturi's rookie, Felipe Massa. It sounds strange to even say that. Oliver Rowland in fourth. These guys have got history. They've fallen out twice already. Expect fireworks.
Antonio Felix da Costa won the first race of the season. He starts in 5th place for BMW I Andretti Motorsport. And then it's the other Nissan, Oliver Rowland's teammate, Sebastian Buemi. He's 6th on the grid. Then it's the other BMW in the hands of Alexander Sims. And he is in front of the 8th place, Jean-Eric Vergne. A really tough day for the reigning champion. Not happy with his car's handling at all. 9th on the grid, Eduardo Mortara. That's Felipe Massa's teammate, and he's looking to get a good result. Completing the top 10, Oliver Turvey for the Neo Formula E team. Then it is Nelson Piquet in 11th place in the Jaguar. He looked like he was on for a good lap, made a little mistake, and as a result lost himself some time. The other DS Fujita of Andre Lotterer lines him in 12th place. 13th is Oliver Turvey's teammate at Neo, Tom Dillman. The French driver will start in 13th, just ahead of Felipe Nasr, making his Formula E debut for the Geox Dragon team, and he out-qualified his teammate Jose Maria Lopez. Then in 16th place on the grid is Gary Paffett in only his 4th Formula E race, and he is in front of Mitch Evans for Jaguar.
Mitch Evans, normally a qualifying expert, said he could not find a braking balance in the car for those qualifying laps. A lot of work to do today.
18th on the grid is the man who is 2nd in the championship, Jerome D'Ambrosio. Stoffel Van Dorn struggled in qualifying and starts in 19th place on the grid. 20th is Robin Frijns. He was given a 3-place grid penalty for an infringement during qualifying. Then we've got Daniel Abt after he made a mistake on his qualifying lap. And right at the back, Sam Bird, the championship leader, starts in last at 22nd place after his car broke down, a drive shaft failure as he went out to do qualifying. The cars all pull into position. Pascal Wehrlein at the front of the field. Sam Bird leads the championship by 2 points over Jerome D'Ambrosio, but then there's quite a big gap back to Da Costa, Frijns and Vergne. Is this a chance for some of them to try and gain ground on the championship leaders? You can hear the cheers in the grandstands. The hashtag is Mexico City E-Prix if you want to get involved over the next 45 minutes plus one lap of racing. On the right-hand side, it's Pascal Wehrlein in the Mahindra. Alongside him on the front row, Lucas di Grassi, a man who has won here before. All 5 lights are on, and we're green in Mexico City. It's a good start from di Grassi, so Wehrlein comes over to cover the inside. Massa's got a good start as well as they spread out into turn 1, and there goes Rowland up the inside into 2nd place. What a move from the British driver. 4th to 2nd in the first corner. Wehrlein still leads, Rowland 2nd, di Grassi 3rd. Up into 4th place has gone Buemi. Felipe Massa has lost a couple of places. Now they come into this first pinch point on the circuit. Is everyone going to get through relatively safely? Yes, so it's a bit messy, but nothing too bad. What a start from Rowland, Dario.
We thought Rowland was going to be aggressive, but look at that. 2nd place already. Fantastic. Ahead of Lucas di Grassi. I bet they weren't expecting that.
The Forosol, the baseball stadium, is on its feet as the cars come through for the first time. There's a few looks further back. Sam Bird has been quite aggressive and made up 2 places at the start. Oliver Turvey's in a fight. Da Costa has got him into 5th place, so Felipe Massa has dropped from 3rd all the way down to 6th place on this opening lap. Now they come through to the final chicane on the circuit at turns 14, 15 and 16, and then out to complete the end of the first lap of racing. Pascal Wehrlein leads for Mahindra. 2nd is Oliver Rowland for Nissan. 3rd is Lucas di Grassi. 4th Buemi, Da Costa, Massa, Sims, Vergne, Piquet and Mortara completing the top top 10.
Verlaine is not just leading, he's leading by 1.1 seconds. He took advantage of Oliver Rowland sort of making that move in turn 1, and he's really set sail already. And the guys are going to have to use energy to really catch up with him. But energy is not going to be a factor today. It's going to be a flat-out race from start to finish. The hard part is going to be overtaking, and that's why we saw so much aggression on the opening lap.
Yeah, that's where places can be won and lost, and races can be won and lost. On board we go here with Nelson Piquet in 9th place at the moment, the Brazilian racer. He's up behind Jean-Eric Vergne, the reigning champion, who remained in his place, started 8th and is still 8th.
What I'm hearing is tyre wear is going to be critical, especially the left rear tyre, because there's a lot of long right-hand corners, so the left rear tyre is really going to be tortured. Drivers are going to have to look after that as the race goes on. And will we see, if there's a safety car towards the end, will we see drivers at the back of the field doing a pit stop to put new Michelin tyres on?
And that's one thing that the race control have just announced, that the attack mode activation zone is now open. We'll point that out to you next time we come past it. But speaking to Oliver Rowland on the grid, he had trouble with one of his tyres during practice this morning, so he doesn't really know what he needs to do to keep everything together with the tyres. Here you can see after that first lap, Rowland made 2 places, Buemi made 2 places, D'Ambrosio, 12th place now, he made 6 places on that opening lap.
Stoffel Van Dorn lost 3 places. At the back, there's so much going on with Eben Flo, as we see Robin Frijns making contact with the Dragon.
Yeah, Frijns tried to turn in. I think it was Lopez that he's collided with there. A bit odd that the Dragon tried to take the corner while Frijns was up the inside.
We have a spinner, one of the Dragons.
Yeah, and that will be debutant Felipe Nasr, I believe, recovering.
Right across the activation zone. That is the attack mode activation zone you just saw there.
Yeah, I said we'd point it out next time. I wasn't expecting there to be cars everywhere.
Loads of debris.
There's chaos. Absolute chaos. Alexander Sims involved. It looked as though there was
the Jaguar
debris in there. Oh, and there is. And that is Nelson Piquet. And Nelson Piquet in the Jaguar has had a very big accident.
That's a huge crash.
Let's hope that he's shaking his head.
14. He's okay. Could be a full course yellow, probably a safety car
will
coming
probably,
up.
Yeah, I think that will deploy a safety car. There's Scott Elkins.
Just stay in the car for now. Just stay in the car.
Down in the bottom, and
this is race control. This is race control. Full course yellow.
Look at the damage on the Techeetah at the bottom, right rear puncture, and the Techeetah leading the pack.
Full course yellow. Full course yellow.
Now, what is full course yellow? But no one is abiding by it. That was all a bit scrappy. No, I think that's D'Ambrosio further back.
Yeah.
Well, we'll have a look.
You might be right.
I think it was, because and away goes Alexander Sims. So we'll wait and see what happened. Here we go then. Nelson Piquet on board with him.
This is him through turn 12 actually. So he's coming through 13 now.
So he looks to the inside. Oh!
Wow, got airborne. When you've got airborne like that, you have no brakes. Trust me, I know. And
red flag.
Red flag, yeah.
The race has been red flagged.
I wonder if there's damage to the chicane.
Here's a look at it again. Keep your eyes to the right-hand side. Piquet went to the inside. Vergne came across to cover it.
Wow, that's a big hit. A side slap as well. That really can damage the bones and the pelvis.
And how did Sims get involved? Did he just get wiped out by Vergne?
Yeah.
Because he was in front of them, I think.
Wow. Or maybe Nelson, when he had no wheels on the car anymore, skittled him out of the way. So one corner of that car that isn't damaged, as long as Nelson's okay. Let's see how late the defense is from Jean-Eric. Look at him looking in his mirror, and he just keeps coming across, and there's the contact. That was pointed out pre-race. Yeah,
and there's Sims getting hit.
As we pointed out pre-race, the driver cannot see that close. You can see you can probably see the back of that car right now, but Nelson cannot judge where the back of the DS Techeetah is. That's a scary accident.
That was rubber-to-rubber contact.
Had one of those, it didn't end well.
And that always leads to a launch.
This is a race control. Red flag means go to pit lane. Red flag means go to pit lane.
So that's the drivers haven't been to the pit lane. They've continued driving around under the red flag. I guess they're all following Pascal Verlaine, who's in his, fourth Formula E race. So hasn't read up on the third, sorry.
Yeah, he missed
so
the
maybe
first
hasn't
one.
read up on the regs. Nelson Piquet on the radio, by the way, has said he is fine, but the team have told him to stay in the car, wait for the medical car, just to be safe.
When the adrenaline's flowing, Jack, you try and get out of the car. Your reaction is get out of the car. I've tried it with broken pelvis, all kinds of things. You're better just to sit there, let the medics chat to you a bit, calm you down.
You tried to get out of a car with a broken pelvis?
Yes, it hurt.
So there is the damage to the rear of Jean-Eric Vergne's car. So it looks as though once again he is going to have a
Side pod's
difficult
gone.
afternoon.
Side pod is gone. The right-hand
From
side
what I
side
see,
pod.
maybe it's the tires, which is completely damaged. Tires, side pods.
It's a late defense from John
It
Eric.
was, but it
wasn't. It
it's a
wasn't
strange
completely
one
out of
because-
order.
The front wing, the right-hand side of the front wing is damaged.
I'd love to see it again.
I think probably the floor, but I think the floor is not a big issue, so need to bring a side pod, a high side pod, rear.
So Verne thinks he can get back in the race, but it was because the road turns to the right there anyway.
Yeah.
They're all sort of turning to the right. It wasn't a clear move. It wasn't a chop. It wasn't.
No,
it
it was
almost wasn't a
definitely not a
clear
chop.
move from Piquet. I'm not blaming Piquet,
No.
but you know, it was both were sort of in the middle of nowhere.
It's almost like Nelson couldn't see. He was unsighted. Maybe his
Yeah.
hand. If you imagine his hand is up to turn through the corner, and his hand would unsight him from the back of the DS to Cheetah in front of him. Yeah.
He's half looking. He is looking to the inside, but
I
yeah.
wonder if he was just unsighted. And all this carbon.
And then watch Alexander Sims here. He's just turning into the corner and then
Oh,
gets
gets
spun around out of nowhere.
It's collected. Oh, crikey.
Well, what a dramatic. Here we go, on board
Watch
with
his
Piquet.
hand.
This is real time.
Watch Nelson's hands and see how far up they go. So, no, I don't think he's unsighted. By his hand, anyway. And John Eric didn't really come across. He'd already moved to defend. It wasn't. So,
I mean, I suppose racing incident is the
I hate to
is
sort
the
of
term.
sit on the fence and call it that. Let's see from
This is
John
on board
Eric's.
with Verne. I mean, Verne is covering the inside.
He kind of made about 3 moves to do it,
Yeah.
and then he stopped, and then Nelson hit him. So, yeah, let's hear from both the guys. We're guessing at this point.
So, everybody now returns to the pit lane. The cars will wait until the debris is cleared, and by doing this, they can stop the clock, effectively, race control, so we won't lose time. There is Piquet, as we saw, out of the car, as he reported on the radio.
He's taking his steering wheel with him.
It's an expensive part.
Yeah, but he doesn't want to leave it in there.
I thought
Oh, I think his point is there's no wheels on the damn thing.
Yeah, the
There's no
driver is
point having
supposed to leave it on.
There's no point having the steering wheel on. I
What are
got
you
no
gonna
front
steer?
wheels.
he might be concerned that it becomes a trophy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought of that too.
Never happened before. Much.
So as I say, the red flag will stop. Here's a look at the starts again. The man to watch is the second car on the left-hand side in the silver, Oliver Rowland. Adam, no, he's miles back. He just sends it.
He brakes so much later than everybody else. Look, he's braking too early, get out of the way, moving through, and controls the lockup very well.
Absolutely magic.
Threaded the needle.
I'm not going to get both of you, but I'll get one.
He was.
Oh, he's sideways through there.
Was it Piquet going around the outside of Senna or something like that in F1 back in the day, where it's all locked up and sideways? Look how busy it is on the exit of turn 1. And here's the pinch point at turn 3, on board with Oliver Turvey.
A bit of a shortcut from Oliver, but you see that how everybody's moving around just looking for clear air. That's why these accidents happen on the first
Yeah.
lap. A lot of them aren't by design, and people aren't being malicious of it. They're just caught. Look
We're
at
also
that.
going to work on
Jack here.
dividing up what the order is. We'll be back in touch with you shortly. Just stand by.
Good luck with that race control.
Okay, so now they've got to work out what the order is. And now, yeah, this is time for me to get my regulations out.
Working under the red flag.
Are they allowed to work on the car under the
Pascal's
red
out of the
flag?
car.
So
Pascal
I'll
Verlaine's
have
out
a
of the
look.
car. You have a look at that. Yeah, he's just sort of trying to keep his focus. Oliver Rowland getting out of the car as well. Job well done so far.
I feel bad now because I walked, as I came off the grid, I saw Scott Elkins.
What did you say, Jack?
I said to him, "You're not expecting a busy one today, are you?"
Oh, Jack.
He said,
the
"No."
commentator's
He said,
curse
"No,
to
not
race
really."
control.
I said, "There's no walls to hit." You know, he said maybe at turn 1 people might run on wide a bit, and then here we are.
Ladies and gentlemen, Jack Nicholls has done the commentator's curse to race control. This is a first.
The race director, no less.
Well done, Jack.
Oh well. He loves Mexico City. Does Scott Elkins?
I love it too.
Listen, the fans, what's not to love?
Well, they've turned out by the tens of thousands here in Mexico City, and they really deserve a race. So I hope this red flag won't last too long.
Lucas de Grassi's still in his car. Pretty hot out there. I'd be wanting to get out.
So
Luke Massa
Sebastian
didn't have
Buemi.
a great lap. The first couple of laps
he
ended
dropped
up
down to
being
6th.
Yeah.
Ambrosio's up to 9th. having started in 18th.
Well, he did a good job and then got through the Piquet incident as well, the Piquet Verne incident.
Well, this may all change too. As Scott Elkins said, we have to determine the running order.
Depends as well if they can fix this Fiesta Cheetah car, whether there is a penalty to be served by anybody. I don't see it.
Verne, amazingly actually, is only in 10th.
Well, the yellow.
Because everybody, you got a full course yellow, so you can limp round.
Yeah, you're all of a sudden you're 50 kilometers an hour pace car speed and pit lane speed, so you can drive with a flat tire. Luckily, the tire did not come off the rim and rip the rest of that bodywork to pieces. You got to take a hat off to Michelin there and say, well done, good job, because the carcass has stayed intact. Which is not the case with some other manufacturers. Well, a lot of examining of cars to see what damage can be fixed, and what if there's anything you need to hide from the officials maybe, and what stuff is going to affect the performance of the car. There's quite a few involved. Oh, Jack has got the rule book out, everybody.
Article 40.4, whilst the race is suspended, B, cars may be worked on once they have stopped in the fast lane, but any such work must not impede the resumption of the race. So they can crack on and fix the car. Well, there we go.
You got to be a fan to bring your tuba to the racetrack.
There was literally somebody with a tuba, Jack. Jack wasn't watching the screen.
I believe you. I didn't think Bob had just said that randomly.
No, it's not often you see a sousaphone in a grandstand.
Bob Varsha.
Yeah. So yes, a lot of you asking using the hashtag Mexico City E-Prix why the clock's still running. The clock will continue to run, but then when the race restarts, they may reset it and change it and decide how long is remaining. And there'll be a 10-minute warning before the race restarts as well. And as I say, the teams can work on their cars.
Look at Antonio Felix da Costa. He's just trying to keep his focus. Just trying to think about
Here's Jose Maria Lopez and Robin Frijns. This was Frijns going up the inside.
Yeah,
this is when
all the way alongside.
Lopez just turned into him.
Right, that's just misjudgment of the length of the nose of the car. There was nothing, again, nothing malicious. He just made a misjudgment, tried to turn in to get back in line as soon as possible. But just a slight mistake.
I wonder what caused Felipe Nasr to spin as well in this stadium section.
Yeah,
that's another.
That was the next sort of 2 corners, wasn't it, that occurred? Well, we thought it was going to be kind of tame. Hasn't lived up to that billing so far. It's been absolutely mad.
People are giving your tuba quote the quote of the season so far. And no, the quote of the season already, to be precise. So that's it.
I appreciate that.
There is Felipe Massa, who started 3rd, dropped to 6th.
Looks concerned.
Looks a bit frustrated, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. Probably wondering what that Rowland guy do. How did he get up there? There he is.
Rowland and
Sebastian Buemi on the right, season 2 champion.
They both made up 2 places at the start.
Great start. It wasn't the start itself, it was the braking point into turn 1. Yeah. He took he saw everybody else brake and thought, I'll have a bit of that, move to the right. And it narrows down in a hurry at the apex of 1, but he was confident with it. Having a good time.
Tens of thousands here, as Bob alluded to earlier. 30,000 in the Foro Sol baseball stadium area alone.
That's a bigger crowd than last year, no question.
I believe it's up 20% on last year.
Yeah.
Which is great news.
And that's without a Mexican driver or even a North American driver. No Canadians, no USA residents or citizens, and no Mexicans.
We need to fix that.
There's the Costa then.
Indeed.
Here we go. Felipe Nasr coming through. Now he's going to be about 11th or 12th at this point, so keep an eye out. I think that's him. No, that's not him. That's him there coming in. Oh, he gets out wide. Does he get a little tap?
Yes, he does.
A little.
I think that'll be Turvey. Turned him.
Took no nonsense. It didn't even lift.
Turny Turvey.
Just watch coming into screen. No,
there he is.
Back of the net.
There was no even attempt. That was very aggressive from Oliver Turvey.
Yeah.
Bit of a nudge.
There was
Going.
Wow. So that was what happened to Felipe Nasr.
Let's get more on what happened to Nelson Piquet now. Nikki is with the team principal at Panasonic Jaguar, James Barkley.
So James, that was a big shunt there for Nelson Piquet Jr. Talk us through what happens. First of all, actually, is he all right? Have you heard from him?
Yeah, he came on the radio quite quick early on to say he was all right. Obviously a massive incident, so looks like the car's held up well, and we're just pleased he's okay. Lucky one, he got away with that.
I mean, from your perspective, I know you haven't had the chance to actually properly catch up with him yet. What do you think happened?
I need to properly look back through the data, but I think it looked like Nelson was committed to go up the inside. Jeff was closing the door and looked like he braked early because he was on quite, he's on the inside line, so he had a lot more of an acute angle, and the speed Nelson was carrying, he couldn't get out of the way. So I need to properly look at it, and we'll make a judgment call from there. But the main thing is he's okay.
Officially, of course, it's always so difficult being in these single-seaters. You don't get a very good view of what's going on in front of you. But this is a very unusual sight to see all the cars lined up here in the paddock. What can you actually use this time for? What are the engineers and mechanics doing at the moment?
Yeah, so if you maybe had a lot of tyre wear on the set of tyres you have an opportunity to make some changes on tyres. You can work on the car until 3 minutes until the restart. So it enables you, if you felt you had a bit of a compromised kind of setup, to make some changes now. So get out of jail for some people maybe, and also with the clock still ticking down, it just makes it even more of a flat-out race to the finish.
Yeah, absolutely. So what changes are you guys making to the car?
Yeah, Mitch had a good start. I mean, up to P11 now, so he's had a great opening few laps. Main thing is just getting him settled. We can take a little bit of learning from those first couple of laps, and we had quite an aggressive strategy, and hopefully we can see where we can get to at the end of the race.
Excellent. Well, hopefully you can carry on fighting, and all the best to Nelson. Thanks very much, James.
Good to hear from James Barkley there. And to clarify, you can't charge your car while it's in the fast lane. You can't bring out a little battery and give it some extra juice. So you can work on it, but you can't actually charge it.
Did Vern lift? I don't think he braked, but did he lift a little early? It almost looks like he lifted.
So he lifts and coasts a little?
Comes in here. Yeah, it was... I think it's almost too early to be braking.
Yeah.
If it is, it's... Maybe, as James says, the acute angle, he braked a little earlier, but it certainly caught Nelson by surprise.
And look at the sheer ferocity of that accident. That's all energy being dissipated from the car. As to what James Barkley had to say about the safety of these cars, I mean, that is phenomenal. That was a huge wreck. Massive energy being dissipated. And yet Nelson Piquet Jr. walks away.
Yeah, absolutely, Bob. The more bits you see sort of coming off,
also I feel
it's a good sign. It's when it's almost like a solid car going into solid wall. That's never good. The driver is the one who takes the brunt of the energy.
Vern, I imagine, might argue that he left a car's width on the inside.
He did.
So there is room there for a car, but so it was just a misjudgment all around, really.
I don't think Nelson expected it to lift off or to brake. That's what it looks like. And crikey.
Sam Hall using the hashtag Mexico City E-Prix. It's a sousaphone, not a tuba.
It is.
Apparently.
I corrected that. I guess I didn't say it loudly enough.
Oh, sorry. Oh, my apologies.
No, that's
my apologies.
all right.
Let's go see the musical talents of the drivers Nikki has.
Andre Lotterer, let's have a quick chat. I mean, lining up the cars here is wonderful for all our VIPs of the Emotion Club to see. Not so good for you. How does it affect your mentality when the race is disrupted like this?
It's okay. It's part of the game. Obviously, it had to be interrupted. There was quite a lot of debris on the track, and it was quite a strong incident. So, it's just get back in it and go for it.
How did the start of the race go for you?
It's messy, at the beginning when you're in the pack, get hit in the back, you hit in the front. So it's tricky when the speed goes really low. So, but then after it was all right, finding a rhythm, and then the incident happened. So let's see where I start again.
All right, thanks very much. Now, see if we can grab a quick word with the team principal of Venturi, Susie Wolf, and also driver Edo Mortara. Hi guys, how are you? Not expecting this one, were we?
No, that was a pretty exciting start. The first lap, everything looked to be quite in control, but then obviously we hope that everything's okay with Nelson Piquet.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I think we've had good news. He is all right. He might not be back in this race, though. Tell us, what's the strategy now going to be for the remaining time left in the race?
Yeah, I mean, don't know really where we are starting actually now, but it seems that it's going to start again. Less time, a lot of energy, so everybody will go flat out. So I'm sure it's going to be an interesting race.
How does the fact that if you have a lot of energy means you can go flat out affect the opportunities for overtaking?
It increases the chance that you have like people doing mistakes more. Overtakes, I don't know. We will see. I mean, obviously, as you could see, you know, at the beginning of the races, you had some quite optimistic guys. So let's see.
All right, thanks very much, Ed Mortara there, hoping to get back in the race car very soon.
A look down from Forosol as we await the restart of the race. The clock is ticking now past 23 minutes remaining in the race, and we'll see how the stewards decide to readjust the remaining time in the race before we go again.
And here's a look at the total overtakes so far. 57, apparently, in 2 laps.
Now we have
which doesn't include people out of the race, supposedly. So
we haven't seen notice that the race is about to start. That 10 minutes that you talked about earlier, Jack.
Yeah, I was about to say, D'Ambrosio's made up 7 places, Evans 6, Bird 6. Race will restart at 16:34:30. So they have had the 10-minute warning. It's just come through to the timing screens now. So that is in 8 minutes' time. The race will begin again behind the safety car, I imagine.
Behind, yes. Attack mode's going to have a bigger presence in the race because in the previous races that they've been energy limited. They haven't been able to use the attack mode to its maximum. Today, energy is not an issue. Yeah. They're going to be hitting attack mode, getting that extra 25 kilowatts for 2 times 4 minutes, and they're going to be blasting it, trying to make overtaking maneuvers.
3 drivers are also under investigation for overtaking under the full course yellow. Lauderer, D'Ambrosio, and Mortara.
So this is looking back from pole sitter Pascal Wehrlein.
This should be good. Look, as Jack said earlier, for the second car, the 3rd car in line now. He moves to the right. Oh, he almost hit the inside wall and turn out to avoid it. That was a textbook move.
Wow, look at Wehrlein's scoot.
He's gone. Now watch to the right of Lucas de Grassi that we're riding on with. Made a good start. And he's looking quite good. He's thinking about, okay, what do I do here? And here comes a rookie.
Wow.
Just great. Great for us to watch, not so good for Lucas. He's thinking, I can't believe it, but just got suckered into that move.
It's almost like he was too busy watching Wehrlein and trying to figure out how to best get around Wehrlein. Or get a run up to turn 3.
Job.
This is on board with Massa.
Good start from Felipe as well. Very even start from everybody. You see his nemesis coming down. Can't even see him, blocked by that huge diffuser. And on the inside is the Buemi of Buemi, yeah.
I noticed that from the overhead shot. Rowland got through, and if Rowland hadn't gone through, Buemi was poised to do the same thing, but his teammate pulled out in front of him.
Oh, Massa just flirting with the wall in the entry to the chicane.
Now that's where he lost some positions.
It's on board with Ver. Good reaction. It's got Sims on the left-hand side.
Watch how Rowland up ahead mixes things up a little bit. Now can Vern take advantage? Not really. Oh, got squeezed. Da Costa squeezed his teammate. Not on purpose. Again, everybody's just looking for a clean bit of track and not to crash into each other at this point.
And that was good from Da Costa around the outside there of Massa. And that was a bit brutal from Sims, wasn't it?
Bit of a corner cut, possibly.
Lauderer, D'Ambrosio and Mortara are under investigation for overtaking under full course yellow, which was the chaos we saw before.
Piquet's reaction time was fabulous. Look at great start and round the outside. Watch for the grass. Nelson actually got held up, didn't he, by Sims? It was otherwise a great reaction time. Good thinking round the outside. Lots of smoke ahead. And then Nelson got into an incident yesterday, right there with Daniel Abt in shakedown, which we've never really seen before, but they were sort of having a little rub.
He did well there, Piquet, at the chicane. Really positioned himself well to gain some places. This is on board with Oliver Turvey. Oh, the Dragons came steaming in, didn't they? That was Nasser on the inside with a massive lockup.
Wait for it.
And then Turvey goes over the chicane here, doesn't bother with the racetrack.
Comes Frijns.
It's Frijns, yeah.
Another little snap of a lockup here, and then in a minute he's going to give the. Oh, hang on. So, oh, was it the next lap that he hit the Dragon?
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. That's what the front of a Dragon looks like.
Oh, bump.
Needs a nose job.
It's fantastic. Obviously, the races are usually so frantic, we don't actually get time to watch these. This is fantastic. On with Sam Bird.
Look at all the cars in front of Sam, right at the back of the grid.
He was, I think he made up 2 places at the start here. Well, what was going on with that Jaguar? Is that Mitch Evans?
That was Mitchell, yeah. Sam's just thinking, okay, which way, looking for the gap. There wasn't one. He sees an opportunity now to pass Daniel Ab. And now he's really boxed in, though. He's going to have to, there's nowhere to go. Bit of contact. That is very frustrating for a driver. The road in front is blocked.
It's on board with Jose Maria Lopez. Oh, here we go. So he got a good start, but he and his teammate Nasser, who will be the white car on the right, they are just going to chuck it into the first corner. Whoa!
Yeah, they chucked it into the car in front, one of the Neos. It was actually the car in front, was that one of the Neos that went on the grass first?
Yeah.
All that grass and dirt, the driver behind would have got that inside the helmet, up under their chin. And probably trying to blink the grit out of their eye as we speak. Late lunge by the Neo, bit of a hip check.
I think that was Turvey.
Turvey's been very aggressive today.
Yeah. Great to see all those replays. Race control will restart. Race control won't. The race will restart at 16:34:30. I think race control have been pretty busy, and they're reorganizing the order. And Pascal Verlaine will start at the front. There is Scott Elkins in the middle, talking on the radio. They'll start behind the safety car now. Estimated end time of the race is now 5:15, so the clock has now gone back up. So when we get back underway, we will have about 40 minutes plus 1 lap of racing. Vern has been told, and so therefore are we expecting everyone to enter attack mode on the first lap out of the pits when the race restarts behind the safety car. That's a question. Although to me, I feel like you're going to get more of an advantage here because you're not going to lose a place.
You're going to be a sitting duck though when it goes back to green. It's more.
If you don't do it,
if you don't do it, it's more of a defensive play at the moment.
Point taken.
Than an offensive play. Is that an Americanism?
Attention all teams, this is the race director.
That's an American
we
man.
are planning a restart in a little over a minute. We have confirmed the grid on pit lane is correct. The grid on pit lane is correct. We will restart according to the time posted.
So everybody's in the right order. Everybody will leave the pits in the right order. And everyone will carry on racing. And Stoffel van Dorn, he may have been sent back around for a lap of the track to then rejoin at the rear of the field. Potentially he ended up somehow a lap down compared to everyone else, or some such, would be my prediction there. So it's just getting him to the back, because if you let everyone else go through, then he'd get lapped. So he's done a lap to catch up to the rest of the pack. So we're good to go in about 25 seconds time.
And Alexander Sims has changed his the nose of the car, and he's ready to go at the back of the field as well.
There's Jean-Eric Verne, he's all fixed.
Look at that, the DS Cheetah, new car, one careful owner.
Not so much.
No. Only driven on a Saturday in Mexico City.
Does Jean-Eric Verne have the side strake going up to the rear spoiler on the car?
The light goes green, safety car deployed, and 40 minutes plus 1 lap on the clock. The crowd begin to cheer because we're about to get racing back underway. There's the order on the left-hand side. Pascal Verlaine leading the way, Oliver Rowland second, Lucas de Grassi third, Sebastian Buemi fourth, fifth is Antonio Felix da Costa, Massa, Mortara, Lotterer, D'Ambrosio, and Verne the top 10. Evans, Turvey, Frijns, Lopez and Bird the top 15. Dillman, Paffin, Abt, Nazar, Sims and Van Dorn the 21 drivers. Piquet out of the race. That's why we've had the red flag period. Safety car, I can only assume will be in this lap. It hasn't said so on the timing screens, but that will be the restart procedure, I would have thought.
Let's see if the lights have gone out.
Attack mode. They get an extra 25 kilowatts of power for 4 minutes. Are they all going to arm it now? No.
They haven't done so. Oh, somebody has one of the Nissans.
Yeah, the cars doing
Guys
it.
at the back.
So everyone from the top 3 didn't, but I think Buemi and everyone else did. Da Costa I don't think did either. I thought he went to the mode, but maybe he didn't arm it. So this is interesting.
We kind of see the safety car though, see if it's coming in this lap.
The lights were still on.
Yeah, so I'll wait another lap.
Interesting.
That's Bruno Correa driving the newly re-liveried BMW safety car.
What? Okay, so interesting.
It's going to take you a minute and a half.
But why? I don't know why the safety car wouldn't come in on the first lap there. Interesting. Everybody, maybe these people, those guys assumed it would, as we sort of did, but there was no message saying it would come in this lap.
Yeah,
and maybe those Wehrlein, Rowland and Degrassi and Da Costas have been smart and realised that.
So a lot of cars ahead have gone through attack. Stand by, we will let you know when we know that the safety car is coming in.
Safety car is in this lap, guys.
We will then use it. Let me confirm. Okay, mate, so confirm safety car in this lap. So we will use attack end of this lap, please. Activate your...
So Stephen Lane, Sam Bird's engineer, saying, yep, use it. So now, all of a sudden, Buemi, Massa, Mortara, Lotto, D'Ambrosio thought they were being smart. They're now going to have half, and there go the top 3.
There goes everybody else, yep.
So now the top 3 are going to have longer using the attack mode.
Another lap
than those behind.
At least a lap.
Yeah, more than that, because it's an extra 2 minutes, I would have thought. It will be a couple of laps.
All these guys just lining up arm in attack mode.
So, when the race gets underway, everyone will be in attack mode.
Going.
Pascal Wehrlein heads through the final 2 corners. And gets the race starting again. After a long red flag period, we're racing again in Mexico City. Pascal Wehrlein leading the way, Rowland second, Degrassi third. They have played their attack modes very cleverly. At the moment, everybody's in attack mode, but soon, those that only have 2 minutes remaining, with the 2 chevrons on the left-hand side, i.e. Buemi, Massa, Mortara, Lotto, D'Ambrosio and Verne, they'll be out and in a slower speed than everyone else.
Slower. And then they're in trouble, Jack.
Fascinating.
And the tyres are cold as well. The tyres are at their very best, so you can put all that extra power to the road.
On board with Oliver Rowland in second place for the Nissan team. Trying to chase down Pascal Wehrlein, who is in first place for Mahindra.
2 rookies at the head of the field.
So that attack mode can be used twice, has to be used twice in the course of the E-Prix, gives you an extra 25 kilowatts of power. Through they flash, and Degrassi actually is very close to Rowland in the battle over second place.
Watch the separation as they leave the left-hander of turn 15, and that really dictates if an overtaking manoeuvre, if somebody's going to try and do a pass at the end of the straight or halfway down the straight even.
Onto the brakes into turn 1, once again here in Mexico City, 2,250 meters above sea level.
That right there is the main overtaking chance of the lap. That changes a little bit with attack mode, but apples to apples, that is the main overtaking chance.
Rowland and Degrassi, the 2 drivers we're watching here. Rowland in only his 4th Formula E race. Now we're seeing the running clocks on the left-hand side. They are running out of the use of attack mode. You also see the usable energy remaining on the left-hand tower as well. It's going to be quite close to a flat-out race now to the line. If it was already with that little safety car period, even though they then reset the times. But here we go then. The early people are going to run out of
got a good drive.
Extra power now. So it's not going to be second and third. It's the likes of Buemi, Massa, Mortara and Lotterer that are going to be under pressure here. Here comes Antonio Felix da Costa.
Cars behind you now run out of attack mode.
And he's the man to watch. Lucas Degrassi being told the cars behind you running out of attack mode, and Buemi is going to be under big pressure from da Costa. can't quite get the job done at the moment. It's the silver Nissan in third place, right up in front of the red and the blue and white BMW of Antonio Felix da Costa. He's got 1 minute now to make a move stick when he's in the attack mode.
And he's going to set himself up, Jack, to come off of turn 15 and hang back just enough that he can accelerate through the corner, gain the advantage, and try and make the pass really over the start-finish line, because you're not going to do it on the brakes, I would say. It's going to be an acceleration advantage.
Yeah, it's going to be down the front straight because they've got about 40 seconds left of their attack mode. We're into the final minute. Yeah, 30 seconds now for the front three. This is the chance for da Costa. It's a good exit from Buemi in front.
Da Costa was very slow to the power.
What can the BMW driver do as they come down? Buemi knows he has to cover. And there's a lock-up. Somehow they don't hit each other. I thought they were destined to be meeting each other in the crash barriers. He's still got 10 seconds to go, da Costa, in attack mode if he wants to make the move stick.
Here he goes.
Tries to get to the inside. They make contact. Buemi holds on. That allows Felipe Massa to come through. He got attacked from behind from his rival as well, and teammate Eduardo Mortara, but da Costa couldn't make the move.
Da Costa's got damage. Da Costa's got damage. Look at the steering wheel.
You can go to strategy 23 again on normal mode.
I think he's got damage, Jack.
Let's look at his steering wheel. Does it go straight?
When he goes to the straight
When
part.
he is straight.
Well, he's not going to be straight until the...
Good luck with that.
Yeah. No.
There's no straight bits on this track, that's the problem.
That's what Robin Frijns said yesterday. Didn't like it much because there wasn't much straight, but...
So here he comes, Antonio Felix da Costa, dropping back a little under pressure from Felipe Massa behind.
Let's see.
He's got damage to the front wing.
Is it sitting low in the right front? Let's see the steering. Let's see the in-car. Yeah, look. Yeah, he's damaged it. That's not going to make life easy. 33 minutes plus a lap.
Daniel Abt up the inside of Tom Dillman, and he gets it done. So that is Abt moving up into 16th position.
Last year's winner here, Daniel Abt in the Audi.
Yeah, and the two HWAs, Van Dorn and Pafford, are still in attack mode, so they're totally out of sync with everyone.
I think for the HWA guys, they need to just finish a race, get some Formula E experience for the drivers and the team.
So Wehrlein leading, less than a second ahead of Oliver Rowland there in second place, then Lucas de Grassi in third. Those three have pulled well clear of Sebastian Buemi, most likely due to the use of the attack mode. They were in a higher power for a couple of laps, but everybody's still got one to use up as well. So there is Buemi in fourth place. He's now quite away in front of da Costa, who has Felipe Massa sixth, Mortara seventh, Lotterer eighth, ninth, D'Ambrosio, Verne 10th.
Well, on adjusted time, we are now ready to declare the winners in the fan boost competition. Thanks for your votes. Lucas de Grassi, Sebastian Buemi. The other three drivers are Antonio Felix da Costa, who's driving an injured machine, but he'll have the extra energy boost. Daniel Abt and Christoffel Van Dorn running at the back with his HWA teammate.
So Sims passes Felipe Nasr and gets up into 18th place. Then Stoffel Van Dorn there in the HWA tries to follow through, but isn't quite able to get past the Dragon driver. And a round of applause for the drivers as they come into the Forest Hall. That man wants everyone on their feet. Daniel Abt and Alexander Sims neither have used one of their attack modes. Meanwhile, Lopez just passed Robin Frijns, but there's our race leader, Pascal Wehrlein, with 31.5 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Rowland is second, then third is de Grassi. Then there's this gap back to the Nissan in fourth place of Sebastian Buemi. Then it is da Costa, then it is Massa, then it's Mortara, then it's Lotterer. Van Dorn's on his fan boost, coming down the start-finish straight now as we watch Daniel Abt come into turn one. So Van Dorn, does he manage to get past Felipe Nasr with the use of his fan boost? Doesn't look like yes he has. So Van Dorn used his fan boost and managed to get through. Robin Frijns is in front of Sam Bird. Here's a look at Robin Frijns getting passed by Jose Maria Lopez.
Apt behind, it does have a fan boost.
Oh yeah. Gone well wide there, Frijns.
Cut back in front of his teammate Sam Bird. This is a point where the Envision guys are a little nervous. Two teammates running together, and not at the end of the field they would like either. Car 7, Lopez, under investigation for overpower during regen. That means he's almost overcharged the battery under deacceleration.
An update from the medical centre. Nelson Piquet is absolutely fine after that crash earlier on, so that is good news. Alexander Sims is using his first attack mode. D'Ambrosio's made
holding me up.
9th place.
Blue 246, green 5754. He has been told.
So that's Sam Bird saying Robin Frijns is holding me up, and the team saying we have told Robin.
It is fiesta time here in Mexico City.
Costa's doing well to hang on in that injured car.
Now, when is the Envision Virgin swap going to take place? It hasn't yet, but they are insisting that Robin Frijns has been told to move out of the way.
Yeah, but being told and doing it are two different things. But I think they have a good relationship as teammates, so you think maybe on the front straight when it's sort of safe to do so.
Well, I think...
But Robin's trying to attack the car in front.
That's going to be the argument, isn't it? Bird thinks...
Okay, Robin, multi-black 10. Multi-black 10.
That means get out of the way, Robin.
Okay, code and multi-black 10.
Yeah, multi-black 10, I suppose, is the code, and we'll wait and see as they come down the start-finish straight again. There's the lift.
Yeah. No.
Oh, no. Oh, that's Frijns behind. My apologies. We're on board with Lopez. And that's Frijns behind.
Big lock up from Lopez. But Frijns has got to be thinking. He's focused ahead. He's thinking, I can pass this guy.
It's not me holding up Bird.
Yeah,
it's
I'm
Lopez
being
holding up.
Right.
Yeah. But Sam Bird is one of the best overtakers in Formula E, if not the best. His lunges are something to behold. So he could clear the way for both him and his teammate Robin Frijns.
Bear with us.
Verne getting out of shape going into turn 9.
I think Bird has just been told that he's holding him up, i.e. Lopez is holding up Frijns.
So we may need to use energy to defend from at. We may need to use energy to defend from at. He has 2.5 minutes remaining.
Because at is on the attack mode, yes.
28 minutes, plus 1 lap to go. Verline, Rowland and Degrassi, the top 3. 2 rookies in the top 2 positions, with Lucas Degrassi, the Season 3 champion, in 3rd place as it stands. There they go, 1, 2, 3, all right together.
Then it's quite a gap back, 2.3 seconds back to Sebastian Buemi.
And that all built because Buemi went early with his attack mode, as we're on board, I think, with Bird.
And Frijns up ahead is trying to do the dummy.
Apt is in front of Bird. Bird's now in front of, I think we're side by side here. I think that's what's going on as they come into the stadium section. We're with Frijns, but Bird and Apt behind, absolutely together. Frijns is trying to get through past Lopez in front.
Look at Lopez, car sliding around, the rear tyres are starting to go off.
Sam got past the back, Sam is just behind you.
So yeah, Bird got passed by Apt. That's the onboard action we were seeing. Bird was passed by Apt and then managed to retake the position.
Yeah, behind is 1 second, yeah, behind 1 second.
There's the first 3. Then in 4th place here is Buemi. A bit of a gap back to Da Costa. Then Massa, then Mortara. This is the view back from Sam Bird. And look, Daniel Apt with the attack mode is able to just cruise around the outside. Bird will hold it in there on the brakes, though. Meanwhile, Alexander Sims goes past Tom Dillman and up to 17th place. Bird's doing a great job here.
He really is. And that was why I think he was saying, get Frijns out of my way. Because he doesn't want to be the one having to defend from Daniel Apt.
He wants Frijns to be the rear gunner, not him.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a difficult job. He wants to be out attacking in front of him.
Through go the first 3. Then it's Buemi. Then it's Da Costa there in 5th place. And now that's Oliver Rowland in 2nd position. Frijns activates his attack mode then. So Frijns is trying to get past Lopez and try and climb up the order.
These guys are absolutely on the limit, Jack, but they're getting to that point of trying to make a mistake because Rowland's trying to catch with Verline. Verline's trying to get ahead, and so on and so forth through the whole field. They're just pushing the limit, and when that mistake comes, that's how a lot of the passes are going to be made today.
First 3 right together. 6 tenths back to Rowland, 8 tenths back to Degrassi.
With D'Ambrosio running down in 9th place, that's worth 2 championship points. Bird is out of the point, so right now they are provisionally tied for the championship.
Rowland's a good bit closer.
Yeah. Lopez given a drive-through penalty for overpowering during regen, which we saw earlier on, or we saw the investigation earlier on. That's good news for Frijns, and that will hopefully give Lopez out the way, although it now says a 10-second time penalty of a pit lane overspeeding. So Lopez is absolutely done for this race.
When it rains, it pours.
Drive-through penalty and then a 10-second time penalty.
If I'm Lucas de Grassi, I'm watching these two rookies ahead, and I'm going, listen, you go at it, boys. You take each other out of the race, and I'll just go on my merry way.
25 minutes plus 1 lap to go.
That gap between de Grassi and Buemi still at 2.4 seconds.
Buemi actually slightly quicker on that last lap, but not of note. There's Mitch Evans, who's running in 11th place, just outside the points. Lopez has been passed now by Robin Frijns. Van Dorn is under investigation for using more energy for the fun boost, as allowed. It is a fun boost, the fan boost, but yeah. It should be called the Fun Boost. I like that.
Gotta change its name.
Yeah.
On board, Pascal Wehrlein, our race leader.
So Wehrlein leading the way. So disappointed not to win in Chile a couple of weeks ago. So was that man Dilbag Gill, but Dilbag incredibly nervous. The whole team are nervous because 1 year ago, Felix Rosenqvist, I'm doing the commentator's curse again. You ready, everybody? Brace yourselves. Cover your ears if you don't want to hear it. But this is a fact. A year ago, Rosenqvist was leading for Mahindra from pole, and the car broke down on him. And so that's why we will not see anyone from Mahindra get excited until the checker flag falls. Send in your abusive tweets now.
Keep going, you're doing a good job. That's an understatement. Oliver Rowland's an absolutely great job. He's getting closer.
He has got
Pascal Wehrlein.
Less usable energy than Lucas de Grassi behind. So de Grassi in third is staying with them, but using less energy. But it's yeah. Here's Robin Frijns. This is how he got past Jose Maria Lopez. Oh, Lopez pitted, that's why. So Lopez, oh no, he didn't.
Okay.
I'm not sure that's
was that about. Yeah, that might
not
be
a no-no.
That might be another penalty from the FIA for Lopez.
Once you commit to the pit lane.
He has crossed the white line and he's gone past the bollard, so you're not allowed to come into the pits. This was a whole thing last year, I remember, in Formula 1 at the German Grand Prix. You're not allowed to come into the pits after that bollard, but are you allowed to then not come into the pits after that bollard? So that'll be a question for the FIA, but a third penalty for Lopez wouldn't be ideal.
Look at the marbles on the outside of the track. If the drivers get on those, we saw it in Santiago, even though that was actually the track breaking up too, but if you get on those marbles, you're in all kinds of trouble. So all the drivers are trying to get onto the inside of the other driver, exiting turn 1, entering turn 2 to force them wide.
Boy, Frijns has already burned through his second attack mode.
To little effect.
On board with Felipe Massa, he and his teammate Eduardo Mortara
24 laps remaining
in 6th and 7th places.
Very good for the Venturi guys at the moment. Had a tough season apart from...
Okay, so don't change the number of laps. It should be 24 laps remaining. Just check. So you have the total number and the lap remaining. Total lap remaining. Should be the first number.
A 5th and 6th is their best ever team result.
Yeah, my target is 33 laps in total, so now I see 16 laps remaining.
Lock up.
This is Massa and his engineer trying to figure out what their target is, and it is a moving target. Now it's not laps, but they finished 5th and 6th in season 1 in Berlin with Nick Heidfeld and Stefan Sarazan. So a 6th and 7th would be the best team result that they've had for quite a while. This is on board now with Sam Bird in 14th place with Daniel Abt behind him. Robin Frijns has carved through the order after using his attack mode. He's up into 12th place, but everybody else behind him has an attack mode remaining as well.
Turvey. He passed one, yeah. I have to say the balance of the car, the grip between the front and the rear of the cars looks really good. You know, we talked about that, everybody been worried about the rear tyres going away. So far, it looks, we've got a bit of a stutter on the camera there.
Yeah, what is that?
It looks like the balance front to rear is very good and nobody's really been in too much trouble with the handling of the car. Look how close Daniel Abt is getting to those walls in the chicane.
21 minutes plus 1 lap to go in this elongated Mexico City E-Prix in ABB FIA Formula E because of a big crash in the early stages for Nelson Piquet, who is absolutely fine and has been to the medical centre to be checked out and is okay, but he collided with Jean-Eric Verne, and it looks as though Verne is in 10th place, so he's only going to score 1 point as it stands.
As it stands, I think it could definitely change.
But the race leader is Pascal Wehrlein there in the red, white and blue Mahindra. Second place, chasing him down as he has been all races, Oliver Rowland in the silver Nissan, and then third in that green, white and red Audi is Lucas de Grassi, who has started to bring himself back into this. He was a little bit adrift a couple of laps ago, but now Lucas de Grassi in third, the Brazilian.
Season 3 champion.
Season 3 champion is bringing himself a little bit back into this fight.
Oh, and Van Dorn's day goes from bad to worse. Drive-through penalty for using the fan boost too early.
So he used it too early and for too long, basically.
Rich Evans is on attack mode in P11.
How close is he to the back of Jean-Eric Verne?
A second.
About a second. So next lap, Evans could be on the attack, but the top three are all starting to come together here.
Lucas de Grassi's on the attack.
Into the Foro Sol, former home of the Mexico City Red Devils baseball team.
When do you use that second attack mode to try and get the advantage?
Yeah.
Especially if we stay green and the top three are that close together.
Because if you're Lucas de Grassi, you've got to go, and if you're going to use it just now and overtake, then you've got to make a gap, because then the other guys will get it later in the race and return the favour. Do you follow the leader?
Lucas de Grassi's using his fan boost coming out of the final corner. He's going to try and attack Oliver Rowland on the run down to the first corner. He's not quite close enough, but he's now right underneath the rear of the Nissan.
He telegraphed that really early, didn't he? Moved out really early to tell him what he was thinking.
And the fan boost has brought him up to the back, but hasn't brought him close enough to be able to make an overtake.
He's close enough. I just lost a little bit. You see the acceleration of the Nissan off the corner.
The Nissan in general is very good. You can see Abt and de Grassi and de Costa have used their fan boosts, as has Van Dorn. Buemi and Abt still have theirs to go.
Yeah, the Nissan has been strong off the slow corners all season long.
Felipe Massa using his attack mode. He is 1.8 seconds back from de Costa and only his teammate behind. So that seems like a sensible decision from the Venturi gang.
De Grassi's just trying to put Oliver Rowland under as much pressure as possible to see if he can bring the rookie to make a mistake.
Buemi closing the gap, 0.9 seconds. Buemi has also fan boost left. Buemi fan boost left.
I used fan boost.
I think he's saying Buemi has the fan boost.
Yeah. He's got a weapon you don't.
Grassi's really on it, isn't he? He's really putting pressure on Rowland, who, okay, he's a rookie here, but he's 26 years of age. He's won the Formula Renault 3.5 title. Very promising career in junior single seats. I think second or third in the Formula 2 series.
And a late addition to the Formula E series and to Nissan this year, so he missed out on quite a bit of testing.
He's been saying how Sebastian Buemi, his teammate, has really helped him and taught him an awful lot.
You see the gap as the Nissan accelerates every time. And
Evans has passed. Something's happened to Verne. Look at that on the tower on the left-hand side.
De Grassi has 2% more energy,
looking
but
to
you're
the
doing
inside.
a good job. So we focus on forward.
Again by Wehrlein.
Why is Verne back in 17th?
Wehrlein keeps locking up the outside front, and that's a dangerous thing to do. The loaded tyre into a fast corner like turn 1. I don't know, Verne. Did he have a spin in the stadium or something? But he's gone backwards in a hurry.
Dropped 7 places quickly.
Yeah, look at Buemi. He's coming as well, joining the party for the lead group. As is de Costa.
Here's what happened with Verne. Oh, he's been nerfed by Mitch Evans. Evans was in attack mode, and only saw the end of that, really. Here we go again. They're right together. Oh, Evans has lost it. Evans has tried to go to the inside. The back end's getting away from him.
Well,
and this season gets worse and worse for Jean-Eric Verne in what many would argue is one of the fastest cars out there.
Yeah, but that happened to him a lot in Santiago too. I think he's getting fed up, getting nerfed out of the way. So he's not going to be a happy boy.
There's the usable energy remaining. De Grassi has the most. Wehrlein 38%, Rowland 37%. Everybody else is basically the same, really. Buemi is really catching up with these guys now.
Yep. De Costa's coming with him
too,
yeah.
So I don't know if the leader's pace has dropped off, or I'm not quite sure. But here in Mexico City, for the 4th round of the ABB FIA Formula E Championship. It is Pascal Wehrlein leading the way for Mahindra. Rowland in second, de Grassi third. A little bit of a delay because of the red flag, but it's Wehrlein in front.
But again, Jack, it's so difficult for the cars behind to get enough of an overlap because there's no heavy braking zones to get an overlap, to make an overtaking maneuver, to make a pass. It's so difficult to actually get alongside them, and that's what everybody's struggling with right now and failing to do.
15 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Wehrlein still leading. The top 3 still nose to tail. Top 4, top 5 are still nose to tail. This just feels like it's bubbling.
You have too much caffeine again.
Do you know?
No, I agree with you.
I just looked and I have 3 cans of fizzy pop sitting next to me on the jet.
Sugar and caffeine.
Maybe
Here we go.
Lopez under investigation. I shouldn't laugh.
It's just
when it goes
just
from
not your
bad to
day.
worse.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, it looks like the guys are starting to struggle more with the car. The cars are sliding around a bit more than they were maybe 10 laps ago when I commented on it. Now it looks like they're starting to struggle a bit. And that makes it easier for any of them to make a mistake. Slightly too late in the brakes, slightly too early on the throttle. Trying to carry slightly too much speed through a corner, and it can all end in tears.
14 minutes plus 1 lap to go. Pascal Wehrlein leads, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Wehrlein, Rowland, de Grassi, Buemi, da Costa. And then there's a gap back to the 2 Venturis. Massa in 6th, Mortara in 7th, then D'Ambrosio in 8th. 9th is Andre Lotterer. Completing the top 10 there is Mitch Evans, who we haven't seen being under investigation for that nudge with Verne, but given the willingness of handing out penalties in Chile, I can't imagine he's going to get away with that, and that would promote Robin Frijns up into 10th place if there were a penalty applied to Mitch Evans, but we'll wait and see. But the top 5, with 13 minutes plus a lap to go, are right together, and it's just who's going to make the move, who's going to make the attack mode, attack first. Questions.
And Mortara's used his attack mode to close right up on the back of his teammate, Felipe Massa. Whether he's going to be aggressive enough to make an overtaking attempt, time will tell.
I was about to say D'Ambrosio has, on paper, seized the championship lead from Sam Bird, but Bird just picked up a position. He's now up in 12th. If he can get to the points, he can limit the damage.
He did say if he gets a point today, it will be a miracle.
You've also got da Costa in there as well, because da Costa, if he can gain a few places, could pick up a decent chunk of points and promote himself right into the championship hunt. Daniel Abt is using his fan boost as he tries to get past Oliver Turvey. Mortara's gone past Felipe Massa, meanwhile, in the top 5, just getting closer and closer and closer.
I think Oliver Rowland's car looks better right now. It's handling better than Pascal Wehrlein that's leading the race in the orange Mahindra. This looks like he's able to hug the inside of the corner for a bit longer.
There, da Costa's going for it. Antonio Felix da Costa, 5th at the back of the queue, activates his attack mode. This is the time now for the Portuguese to try and carve his way through the order. I would have thought he would have been the last to go, personally. Yeah. Wait for everyone else to commit themselves, and you can just do it whenever you want.
It almost looked like they were dropping him a little, but even before he went to the attack mode activation zone, so he's got to do something to stay in contention. But
Mahindra, Nissan, Audi, Nissan, BMW, Venturi in the top 6.
This is easy for us to say, sitting here watching this race. But you know, these guys are making the best decisions they possibly can, with engineers telling them what to do as well when they think the most efficient time is to use it. Rowland's car looks really good right now, and as we've seen, it punches off the corner. The Nissan punches off the corner really well. And that's all it might take to get alongside going over the start-finish line. And once you've got position, you can kind of block the other driver out for turn 1.
Is anyone attack moding? No.
Da Costa set his best first segment after picking up attack mode.
Well, he's got an extra 25 kilowatts of power. From 200 kilowatts, he goes up to 225 kilowatts of power. That was Andre Lotterer activating his second attack mode.
Da Costa lost 0.6 of a second arming attack mode.
But he gained 0.2 in sector 1 alone.
Yeah, what I'm saying is it's not a
not a big
loss, is it? We've seen a lot bigger.
1 or 2 seconds in previous times. This is the look back from Rowland.
How many laps to go?
De Grassi behind.
As you have on the car.
Don't tell anybody, just read your steering wheel. That sun's got to be getting low in the driver's eyes as well.
Absolutely, Bob. And that means it's difficult to pick out your brake markers. See Jean-Eric Verne, what's going to happen? He's had a... Oh,
there he goes,
passing
past
Dillman.
Tom Dillman, yeah.
Is he passing him, or are they just going to have a go around the outside? Yeah, a bit of contact, more contact, more contact. Dillman's short, he's pushed Dillman off the shortcut. He's waved at him.
Yeah, well, Dillman...
It was Buemi, Buemi
picks it up. Da Costa tries to go around the outside, can't quite pull it off. That was close there for Da Costa. Nearly got in there, but the way the attack activation zone is positioned, it doesn't quite work out for him. And so now, Evans and Verne are now under investigation for causing a collision.
No
so
surprise.
now it's Buemi and Da Costa that are going to try and climb up to the back of the 3 cars in front.
So would you rather be ahead without attack mode while your rivals have it, or behind with attack mode, knowing the guy ahead of you does not?
I'd rather be ahead at this point. I think it's so difficult to pass. But then you've got, again, just bear in mind, Da Costa's car is broken. The suspension, he's steering to one side, the suspension is bent on that car, so he's done a great job to stay up in P5.
They're ebbing and flowing between these guys. It's fascinating because all of a sudden...
Middle of the track is one of the bollards, guys, sorry.
Yeah. But now Rowland is closer to Degrassi than Verline is to Rowland. Well, now they're all equidistant as they come into... Degrassi's going for it. Oh, does he get it? Yes. He got all out of... He got to properly get in that attack activation zone, and he just about managed it. So Degrassi now is in attack mode. It's going from back to front, this attack mode, isn't it?
Degrassi has got to make hay here with the sun shines. He's got to attack with this attack mode.
Maybe that's why they called it.
That's a good name for it, yeah.
5-second time penalty for Jose Maria Lopez for pit entry line crossing. And he's down in 19th place. Massa, meanwhile, has been shuffled back now to behind Lotterer.
2 minutes 40 left. 2 minutes 30.
Now, was Degrassi's a defensive play, arming attack mode? I think it probably was.
Look at Rowland now. He is freed from looking at Degrassi behind. He's all over the back of race leader Pascal Wehrlein. Nose to tail.
He's just the man as well. He's just aggressive enough to have a go, to put it all on the line, win or bust.
The drivers coming into this weekend, bit grumpy, no way you can attack. Rowland's going for it.
Attack mode. Can he hold the position?
Oh, he's made a mistake! And through goes Degrassi into second place. It slips away from Oliver Rowland. He's still in a podium position, though, just in front of his teammate, Sebastian Buemi. But that's the challenge of going for the attack mode and just getting it ever so slightly wrong.
Because his teammate, he touched.
Getting by the position.
Rowland hitting with his teammate, and now they are both out of race win contention because they have dropped so far back, and I think Degrassi has lost a lot of ground too because of him trying to get through.
That allows Degrassi to focus purely on Wehrlein. Don't worry about being defensive. Rowland just locked the rears. That was it. Simply just, you know, a slight too much pressure on the brake pedal at that angle of corner, and you saw the result.
It was an odd move. I think it was an odd move from Buemi as well because he wasn't particularly close
into the chicane.
Yeah,
it was.
Rowland said on the radio, "What is he doing?" There goes into attack mode. Yep, Pascal Wehrlein keeps the lead, but now Degrassi is right with him, and they've got the same amount of power. So Degrassi's got to try and get something done before he runs out in 2 minutes' time.
But Wehrlein's got it for 2 minutes. 2 minutes longer. That allows him, if Degrassi does get past him, it allows him another chance to return the favour.
Exactly, but he's got to get the track position. That's going to be the key.
And Mahindra does not look like it's handling well, Jack. It looks like he's struggling to put the power down.
One more lap. Degrassi one more lap on attack zone.
It looks like he's sliding when he tries to go on the throttle, especially with 225 kilowatts as against the 220.
So they're saying to Wehrlein there, if you can keep Degrassi behind you for one more lap, then you should be in the clear with 6 minutes plus a lap to go.
And Buemi's about to run out of attack mode. Well, Rowland's ahead of him now, so that should take some of the pressure off.
Well, Rowland's been Degrassi.
Yeah. Rowland's been ahead of Buemi the whole of the race as they come into the stadium section. You can hear the cheers because they are attacking each other for the lead of the race, and Degrassi is super close. Bit of a gap back to Buemi in fourth now. Wehrlein into the final chicane. Where will Degrassi, if Degrassi does fancy a move?
Wehrlein is doing such a good job of just backing up the chicane. But look at the oversteer through that last corner. That's where Wehrlein looks a little like he's overheating.
It is the last lap for the Degrassi. Overconsume if you need. You're good.
Looks like he's overheating that left rear tyre through that long acceleration through turn 17.
Absolutely nose to tail. Degrassi trying to hug the inside into turn 3. It's just not close enough. He's got 10 seconds of attack mode left. I don't think he's going to be able to make his way past Pascal Wehrlein unless he goes for something mad coming into the stadium section now, but the attack mode ends. Lucas Degrassi drops back to normal power of 200 kilowatts.
And this is where Wehrlein can make a gap. He's now got 2 more minutes, but he's got to look after the tyres doing it.
Yeah.
Because you run out of tyres, you're in all kinds of trouble. Look at the tyre, you can see the tread pattern is getting really thin on that left rear tyre.
Meanwhile, Bird and App run nose to tail in 12th and 13th. Neither has taken his second attack mode.
Mortara looks like he's closing in a bit on Costa.
The gap's come down to 1.3 seconds. There in third place is Oliver Rowland, still in his attack mode. You're right, definitely Mortara's closed in. Massa still down in 9th place. Wehrlein's not getting away, despite being in the higher power mode.
I wonder again how much of that is just he can't put the power to the ground anymore. He's you know, the car sliding around. It looks like he made a bit of a gap there.
Yeah.
Looks like it's handling okay through the left-hand corners. It's the rights that Pascal Wehrlein is struggling with. Again, we talked about the left-hand side tyres getting a little warm. And this track, brakes are not going to be an issue. You know, you don't, even though the air's thin, it has trouble cooling the brakes. You don't brake heavily enough to have any kind of brake problems. As we see Sam Bird and Daniel Apps go to attack mode, positions 12 and 13. For Sam Bird, it doesn't matter if he finishes 12th or 11th. There's no point. He's got to get into the top 10 to get points.
He's got his teammate in front of him, Robin Frijns, and I imagine Robin would maybe move out of the way because he's quite away from the back of Mitch Evans, and if Bird can use that extra power to catch up, and even if he doesn't, they're both finishing outside the points anyway.
Yeah, Robins is 4th in the championship though, so a point would come in handy for him too.
Agreed, but if he's not going to get in them.
Airline attack mode ending in 5 seconds.
So here's the championship at the moment. Mahindra would extend their lead at the top of the would make a big lead at the top of the championship.
Past the Envision guys.
And here's the Drivers' Championship. Pascal Wehrlein would take the lead of the championship.
Crikey.
He would go up to 50 points, 3 points clear of his teammate Jerome D'Ambrosio. Bird would be 7 points back.
Again, this is where he struggles right through this section.
So now...
Gap to rear is safe. White coat, please.
Now it is nose to tail.
177.
Wehrlein covers the inside a little bit now.
Defend, but that allows Lucas to look at doing the cutback, getting through turn 2 and make the pass into turn 3.
They're both in normal mode.
He's struggling all of a sudden. Pascal Wehrlein is really struggling.
Have the tyres just gone a little bit too far away for the Mahindra driver? Wehrlein looking for his first Formula E race win. Lucas Degrassi.
Wehrlein's having to lift and coast jack, which we haven't seen all day.
Lucas Degrassi looking for his 9th. Now he's got 7% remaining, so that's 2% less than Degrassi. Are Mahindra getting a bit nervous that they're going to run out of battery?
Sounds like it. But Rowland's got 6%.
Nerves on the face of Alan McNish.
I thought I heard Dilbach say safe second.
Yeah. So I think that's okay, if he attacks you, he attacks you. But Wehrlein was told that in the last race, and he didn't really enjoy that either, did he?
I don't see him.
Crossing, start, finish, 3 laps to go.
Oh, here comes Degrassi to the outside.
Wehrlein 2% less.
Three laps to go with 6%. That's a heck of a
That's a long way.
This is tough.
5%. We feel your pain, Alan.
I feel your pain, Dilbach. It's all about the energy in these closing laps. But Degrassi is using a lot to try and pass him. And everybody said this would be a flat-out race, but it has not transpired.
And it's a shortened race as well.
Yeah.
I think that's why Wehrlein wasn't pulling away when he had attack mode and Degrassi didn't, because it was taking too much out of the battery.
Absolutely, Bob. Look at the leaders, all concertina. You got 5th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd, 1st. Oh, nose to tail, getting closer every second.
Right, it's coming down into turn 1. That's the time where Wehrlein does most of his lift and coasting, and Lucas de Grassi is right behind now.
And he's going to have to do 2 more laps.
Here we come. Down over the finish line once more.
2 laps to go.
Here comes Lucas.
Wehrlein covers the inside. He knows he has to lift.
God, really tight.
De Grassi to the outside, still not enough. Wehrlein saying, I'm really tight. And watch out as well for Rowland. Rowland's got 2%. He's not going to make it. Rowland's not going to make this finish. Buemi's got 2% as well.
Nissan miscalculated.
We're at 0 now, so I think they have. I think Nissan think there's one fewer lap than there is. The checker flag is not going to fall this time for Nissan, and that is going to ruin their day. Let's watch the leaders though.
Mortara's got the most energy, guys. P6, 6%. Has everybody else
miscalculated because of the race restart and the red flag and all the chaos that has ensued over the course of this Mexico City E-Prix. Here they come. Rowland's got 1%. It's done for Nissan. It's over for Nissan. A 3rd and 4th place finish is down the drain. Through they come out of the final corner, unless for some reason there's the checkered flag now, but there won't be, because that's not how the race works. Onto the final lap of the race. Wehrlein lifts. De Grassi attacks.
Try to do as much as you can.
And he can't do it.
But can he do it into 3? Nissans are in all kinds of trouble.
Last lap.
Here they come.
Try to do as much as you can.
D'Ambrosio covering the inside line.
Here comes Lucas.
De Grassi up the inside, and Wehrlein goes straight on. And he cuts the chicane and he doesn't stop, and that's in the regulations. And this is going to run and run. This is going to be a post-race investigation, I fear, as to who is going to win the E-Prix, unless the BMW of Da Costa gets involved as well. Wehrlein's got 1%.
Mortara's got 4 more. I think Mortara's probably the only guy getting there to the finish.
He's gone from 6th to 4th.
The Nissans are out of this one. Wehrlein, can he get to the line before he hits 0%? That's going to be the big question. Who's going to win the Mexico City E-Prix? De Grassi goes for it. Wehrlein covers. He's defending like an absolute wide demon. Here comes Wehrlein out of the final corner. He hits 0. De Grassi wins.
Minimum distance, flat all the way.
De Grassi wins. Surely Da Costa is 2nd, and surely Mortara is 3rd. What a mad end to the Mexico City E-Prix. It never fails to deliver. Audi don't need to wait for any post-race investigation, because De Grassi took the flag. Dilbecker has his head in his hands. Not only do they not win, I don't think they're going to score any points. Wehrlein's been given a 5-second time penalty as well for cutting the chicane.
The highs and lows of racing.
Yeah, all okay.
Yes, yes, perfect, man! What a You are awesome! You are awesome! What a race! Cool until the end. Cool until the end. Woo!
What a bookend event to his miraculous win a couple of years ago.
Let's talk to Lucas de Grassi. Hey, qualifying maestro, it's Dario up in the booth. That was terrific. Congratulations. Is he doing some donuts?
What a fucking race!
Apologies for the language.
Oh man, I never had so much adrenaline.
Well, you left it to the last minute.
Oh, I never crossed the finish line sideways. Oh my God. Woo! Woo!
Congratulations. You see the highs and lows.
Yeah.
The Audi guys, the Mahindra guys. That's what it means to everybody. Okay, here we go.
Right, so, but the crucial thing is here, Wehrlein's hit 0%.
Right here.
Wehrlein has hit 0%. That's why he has to get out of it. De Grassi takes the checkered flag. Da Costa will finish 2nd. Mortara will finish 3rd for Venturi. And it won't, and yeah. And whether Wehrlein's 5-second penalty drops him to 6th or disqualifies him, we'll have to wait and see.
That was so close to having the same incident that Nelson Piquet had.
Yeah.
Right.
Lucas de Grassi, when he wins here proper.
Is that better than coming from 16th on the grid to win like he did a few years ago?
Ladies and gentlemen, team principal Alan McPish. Well,
and look, this is Mahindra.
Sorry for the language, guys.
Del Bacchio waiting to hear from his man.
Again, apologies for the language, but there is Lucas Di Grassi, race winner.
I've been on both ends of that one.
Yeah.
I know which one I prefer.
So Lucas Di Grassi victorious in the Mexico City E-Prix.
Well, other championship impacting finishes as Lucas Di Grassi takes the win. Jerome D'Ambrosio, who was 2 points behind in the championship coming in, finishes 4th. Sam Bird finishes 9th. He picks up a couple of points. And Pascal Wehrlein's attempt to seize the championship lead simply ran out of energy.
I'm still, we'll have to see with Wehrlein, but he hit 0% before he got to the line. So to my mind, he will be disqualified.
If he gets off the
Obviously,
throttle and coasts across the finish line.
You're right, actually. That's a really good point, because we've had that before.
First one I've beaten in a while.
No, actually, round of applause for Dario Franchitti there. I think you might be right. That's why he's suddenly slowed, because he's allowed to coast across the line as long as he. Because if he hits 0% and doesn't use any more.
I wonder if there's a fail-safe in the car.
Maybe.
You get to 0 and it goes, okay, sorry, pal.
Yeah, so if you hit 0% and you don't use any more than that, you've still used the right amount of energy over the course of the E-Prix. You're right.
The sleeping giant that is Audi, probably just awoken. They spotted everybody about half the season last year, and they still won the team championship.
2 cars in the points. Daniel Abt came up to 10th.
Nissan, shocker.
Oh,
God. Absolute shocker.
But to Bob's point again, Daniel Abt 10th. 10th from the back row.
Yeah. There's Rui Alves smiling there. He's one of the strategy engineers.
Wow, it's a good look down in Parc Fermé. Let's hear from winner Lucas Di Grassi with Nicky.
Well, Lucas Di Grassi, I mean, talk about leaving it to the last minute. What an incredible moment to cross the finish line like that.
I think today was my best Formula E race ever.
Really?
It was unbelievable. The line was very dodgy, closing the door, changing direction many times. So I tried to put pressure on him, make him use energy, and then in the last corner he just slowed down, tried to close the door, and I crossed the line sideways. It's unbelievable.
I mean, we've seen a couple of the drivers obviously drop out of the points now due to energy management, but you didn't have a problem at all. You had plenty of energy.
Well, I think we did a fantastic job. I'd like to thank everybody from Audi Sport. They did a fantastic job. We had a difficult beginning of the season, but now we're back. And yeah, we're going to celebrate a lot tonight.
Excellent. Congratulations. Well done.
Lucas Di Grassi then victorious. And the fans who have come out to enjoy the race are now starting to go home.
Well, it took a while, but they certainly got their money's worth.
Yeah.
It generally happens. You know, the ones that are slow in the middle, generally they pick up towards the end, and that picked up and then some.
Now back down to Nicky, standing by with Antonio Felix da Costa, runner-up today in Mexico City.
Antonio Felix da Costa, well, that's a bit of a result, isn't it? Were you expecting to be on the podium?
Well, before the race started, you try everything, and to be honest, we were so fast. I think we had the most efficient car there. Like Buemi was struggling. We went a lap longer than him, and I had more pace than him. So that's a really good indication, but I knew we were going to pick up the pieces. I told my engineer, let's pick up the pieces, let's stay here. And yeah, it's great. I mean, it was crazy last lap. I just wanted to bring it home, wanted to stay away from the chaos, but yeah, happy with that. The team deserves it. It's a shame for Alex, he got hit in the beginning, but yeah, we're building up from this, so it's all good.
Brilliant, thanks very much. And we'll grab a quick word with Eduardo Motora as well. Edo, congratulations, podium P3.
Yeah, I mean, don't know where it was, where that came from actually on the last lap, but we had a pretty good race. We had a pretty good race pace, and to be honest, the last, let's say, like 3-4 laps, I could see that I was catching the people in front of me, but I was just praying that they were not doing any mistakes and not any contacts, because they had Jerome behind me, and I didn't want to lose that much time. P4 in Santiago, P3 now here. I mean, yeah, let's see.
I mean, this is such a great time for Venturi at the moment, isn't it?
Great time. I wouldn't say great time, but it's for sure better times. We struggled so much last season and also in the first 2 race weekends this season that, but we knew that we had some improvements coming, and they are coming, and it feels great actually.
Excellent. The times are changing. Yeah. Congratulations. Go and enjoy that podium.
Have we said D'Ambrosio finishing 4th? Did we said that?
Yes, I did.
Okay, I lost all of that in the whole.
Yeah. And not only that, 2 Venturis in the points. Here's a look at the provisional results. Lucas de Grassi, talk about a miraculous win over Antonio Felix da Costa and Eduardo Mortara. Then Jerome D'Ambrosio, Andre Lauderer, Pascal Wehrlein, Mitch Evans, Felipe Massa. Sam Bird manages to salvage a couple of points from the last row of the grid, and right behind him, the man he started there with, Daniel Abt. What a race. Here's a look at the rest of the finishers and non-finishers. Robin Frijns just outside the points. Oliver Turvey, Jean-Eric Verne, Alexander Silva, Tom Dillman, Gary Paffett, Jose Maria Lopez, and of course Nelson Piquet Jr., a victim of a horrible crash. Although he is okay, he is not classified at the finish.
No wonder Rowland was catching up on the race leader. He was using all his energy.
As the sun goes low in the skies over Mexico City, here's a look at the Provisional Drivers' Championship points. Jerome D'Ambrosio seizes the lead back by 7 points over Antonio Felix da Costa. Sam Bird hanging in just 1 point behind in 3rd. Then Lucas de Grassi with the full boat, 25 points for the win. Pascal Wehrlein, what could have been, but still he goes from 9th to 5th in the points. Followed by Andre Lauderer, Robin Frijns, Jean-Eric Verne, Mitch Evans, Eduardo Mortara. And in the team's championship, Mahindra Racing on top by 10 over Envision Virgin. That's a swap of positions. Then BMW I Andretti hanging in there in their best season yet in the series. DS Techeetah and the reigning team champions from Audi Sport Abt Schaeffler slowly climbing their way back up, just as they did last year when they scored virtually no points for the first few rounds and then came on with a rush at the end to nip DS Techeetah for the title.
Just thinking back to the last lap for a second, Wehrlein and the chicane, he didn't come to a complete stop. Had he come to a complete stop, did he have the energy to actually accelerate from the stop again back up to speed and make it to the finish line as he did? That's probably the lesser of two evils.
Or finish in front, deal with the consequences later. Because if he came to a stop there, he'd be 10th, you know, because he'd lose so much time.
Instead of 6th.
There's a big hug between Lucas de Grassi
and the Audi Sport Abt Schaeffler magic in Mexico City, that's all I can call it, continues. 4 races here, 4 Audis first across the line.
Yeah, Mark Schneider, he's hugging there.
We've also seen the Audis have some issues before in 2016 with de Grassi having the problem with being disqualified, but they've finished at first to the checkered flag every time Formula E's been to Mexico City.
Did you see that stream of white hats, the fans leaving the grandstand? This is where they were going, to the podium ceremony in the Allianz E-Village. What a crowd.
Pretty impressive, isn't it?
How much of that race do you think de Grassi led?
About 3 feet, maybe 10.
Right there at the end. And as he said, I did it sideways.
Maybe. Yeah, maybe as much as a car length.
Yeah.
The point you really need to lead it's the one that pays all the money, all the points.
Matt Tucson on Twitter saying Wehrlein was forced to cut the chicane. De Grassi went up the inside and pushed him off.
Yeah, fair.
So a bit harsher penalty perhaps. But we'll see whether they appeal that or not, or what goes on there. But there you can see plenty of BMW flags. They've got their branding on point, haven't they? But they haven't, and they've got a second place on the podium as well to come. But what a race it has been. Lucas de Grassi taking the victory, 0.4 of a second clear of Antonio Felix da Costa. Mortara finishing 3rd. Wehrlein led from the start, and then it all fell away. And yes, I did commentate a curse him halfway through the race, so I hope that's not going to be put on my shoulders. a really thrilling race. It means D'Ambrosio in 4th moves back into the lead of the Formula E Championship after an incredible afternoon of racing in Mexico City. The next race is coming up on the 10th of March in Hong Kong. We're about to get going with the podium ceremonies here in Mexico City. D'Ambrosio leads the championship, but Lucas Di Grassi wins round 4 of ABB FIA Formula E. Mortara's second podium, his first, so he's now had a podium in his first Formula E race and his most recent Formula E race, and nothing in betwixt.
Right. It's been a strange run, but Venturi this weekend has definitely shown signs of competitiveness. They found something with the mechanicals and electrics on that car.
But Di Grassi didn't, you know, dominate. You know,
no, not at all.
They have been very impressive, don't get me wrong, but they just worked it right. You know, Rowland could have won that race, but he'd used too much energy. Wehrlein should have won that race. All these people should have won that race, you know?
As the saying goes, that's why we run the races.
Well, yes, exactly. But it's not, this is not the Audi of last year with their utter dominance and
yeah, I get your
end
point.
Of the year.
Then it's a good one, but you get the job done. I mean, look at last year in the season finale in New York, where Andre Lauderer's jump start and subsequent penalty was basically the difference in the championship as Audi came from behind to beat Techeetah. You just never know. There are so many ways to win and lose races.
And a lot was said about this track, maybe not overtaking. The drivers have said it shouldn't be 45 minutes. You know, all these sort of things about the race. But actually, that was a great motor race. Even without the crazy end, they were nose to tail fighting. And even if no moves were made, it was still brilliant. There's a look at the Provisional Drivers' Championship again. Jerome D'Ambrosio, 8 points clear. No, 7 points clear. That's my maths for you of Antonio Felix da Costa. Third, Di Grassi, Wehrlein and Lotterer completing the top 6.
Well, Mahindra does have something to cheer about with D'Ambrosio retaking the Drivers' Championship lead. But boy, oh boy, well, somebody's going to have to counsel Pascal Wehrlein.
Yeah. We were waiting for Alan McNish to get the podium ready. Someone's found the little guy, and I think we're ready to get the podium presentation underway. And I think there's going to be a lot of noise. The South American winning here in Central America. And there is Marcus Mickelberger.
Is he going to the podium for the team?
Marcus is going to. So we haven't found Alan McNish. We found the tallest guy in the Audi team.
Alan's there, cheering on Marcus. There he is.
And Marcus makes his way up onto the podium. You get the step, Marcus. There you go.
He's an engineer. He should know all these nuances.
Yeah. He's the man you hear talking to Lucas Di Grassi on the radio, and Carlos Mora, the CFO of CBMM, hands out the trophy. Another win for Audi in ABB Formula E. That is their 11th victory in the championship. Third place, Eduardo Mortara. Go on, Edo. It's been a long time coming. This second podium for Mortara. He got his first one 10 races ago in Hong Kong at the start of last season.
And he was unconsolable. He should have won that race, as you say. But a spin, he got a little bit greedy, wanted the fast lap, and the bonus point. He spun, finished second, and he just was the most unhappy camper.
So Mortara up onto the third step, trying to figure it out. Maybe he's not used to being in third place, Mortara. Used to winning, quite honestly. And the Italian-Swiss racer is on the third step of the podium. Second place, and the man who, well, here's the trophy from Jorge Abed, General Secretary of OMDAI.
And a major figure in worldwide motorsport for a long time.
Hands out the trophy to Eduardo Mortara. I felt like Da Costa was going to take the lead of the championship. That's sort of how I read it, without spotting that D'Ambrosio had climbed him into fourth place, but he certainly keeps himself into championship contention.
Yeah, as I was barking on about the battle between Bird and D'Ambrosio, you mentioned Da Costa, and I thought, oh, hang on. You're right.
But the race winner will be next up. Another garland for Da Costa to add to the one. He's now had 4 races. Alberto Longo, the co-founder and chief championship officer of Formula E, hands out the trophy, but he's now had 4 races, Da Costa. Retired twice, podium twice.
Yep.
You can hear the chants of Lucas coming, growing from within the Mexico City crowd. And once again, it's Lucas Di Grassi who is going to be on the top step in Mexico City if he can get there. A 9th career victory for Lucas Di Grassi.
Look at the photographers.
High fives with everyone on his way up. The whole team have gathered around down the bottom, and he is feeling rather on top of the world, Lucas Di Grassi. And up onto the top step. And now Jose Luis Beato, the secretary, hands over the trophy to Lucas Di Grassi, who is victorious. Hasn't quite got his garland technique down, but goodness me, has he got his racing driver technique down.
Hope somebody got a shot of that.
Another victory from an unlikely scenario for the Brazilian. And now the German national anthem for Audi Sport, Abt Schäffler.
Audi Sport of Schottler Formula E team.
And whilst we celebrate the guys on the podium, to me, to my mind, spare a thought, Pascal Wehrlein and Oliver Rowland. First and second for almost the entire E-Prix. 2 rookies look like sealing the deal. Wehrlein 6th, Rowland 20th and a lap down. But it's not about them, it's not about the people who don't score points. It's about the people who score the points. And Lucas Di Grassi on the top step. victorious. Time for the selfie, and the crowd here is rather splendid, has to be said. Look at it, thousands of people down in the Allianz E-Village, waving and cheering as they did do, Bob, from start to finish. The crowd's been phenomenal.
I've never seen anything like it, frankly, and I've been all over the world watching racing, as you have, Jack. Is Mexican fans' appetite for motorsport generally, but particularly for the ABB Formula E Championship, is just staggering.
Lucas Di Grassi sprays the champagne. A tricky start to his season, but he has certainly brought himself into championship contention now. He's not quite up at the top, but he is back within touching distance. And he's doing a Hamilton.
Oh, wait a minute. Don't you need post-race scrutineering with that?
Yeah.
That has to be checked.
Well, there was a time he got in trouble because his underpants were wrong.
The wrong underwear, yeah.
And I think that stung his eyes more than he anticipated. So victory for Lucas Di Grassi, the top step of the podium, getting himself undressed. Feel free to do it, up to him, but what a victory for Lucas Di Grassi here in Mexico City.
I'll tell you what, Dario, there's not many drivers with one of them.
No, Vernon, there is not. But look, he's lost his shirt.
He's lost everything. I'll tell you what, I am absolutely exhausted. I need a couple of beta blockers because that performance, the last 5 minutes of that race, was unbelievable. Pure racing. We say it so many times, Dario, and I'm a bit worried that we might become a little bit complacent that Formula E is so exciting at the end of every race. Just talk us through what happened at the end with Di Grassi.
It always delivers, doesn't it? I mean, you saw the wily veteran of Lucas Di Grassi just sitting there with 1% more energy than Pascal Wehrlein in front and just shadowed him, and then they get just up to the line and Wehrlein has to lift, and he coasted across the line, so I believe he's okay. He got his 5-second grid penalty. But Lucas almost ran into the back of him, cut round, and got past. I mean, incredible. I think he probably led about 20 feet of the race. It's the 20 feet that pays. Quite incredible. And yeah, what an incredible finish to a race.
It was unbelievable. And because of the crash with Nelson Piquet Jr., everyone was saying that, oh, it's now a flat-out race, which it was. But was there an element of miscalculation? Because look at the Nissan boys, they just dropped off.
I mean, the Nissan guys clearly got it wrong, didn't they? They just got it wrong today. You could see it. We were focusing on that battle for the front guys. We saw Oliver Rowland making a mistake, first of all, when he locked the rears going for attack mode, and that put him back a little bit. But then it became apparent that they weren't going to make it. They'd gone a lap too early. And you just saw that mistake. And that was then done. So massive miscalculation from him.
Do you think attack mode was in the right place? Because it caused a right stir with everyone, really, didn't it?
Well, was it? I don't know. I don't know where else I would put it.
Yeah. It was entertaining, to say the least.
No, it definitely was entertaining. You lost a lot less time than we have seen so far this season in other races, but yeah, it caused a position change for the podium at one point with Oliver Rowland. But incredible, nose to tail, just absolutely, from start to finish, it was an absolutely mad race.
Let's take a look at the Nelson Piquet Jr. crash, because you've been in this situation yourself. Your crash was horrific, by the way. But just talk us through this. They touched rubber, basically.
They did. It almost looks like Jean-Eric moved across the block a bit, but then braked, caught Nelson by surprise. Up he went, and when you're in there, you got no steering, no brakes, and it was lucky he didn't hit the fence. He landed. The safety of the Formula E car did its job, and he got out the car. He was fine, so thank goodness for that.
Took out Alexander Sims as well.
Yeah, poor Alexander. He was like a bowling pin, wasn't he? Just got taken right out of the game.
It really was. I mean, so many highlights in this race that we're going to have to kind of step back, take a look, and then reconvene, because it was from start to finish an unbelievable race. And it just goes to show that with this new car, there was a lot of talk about regen and the power that the cars have and whether they're efficient enough, but they really, really were. Yeah, absolutely awesome. Dario,
cracking race.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed it, because we certainly did. And we reconvene on the 10th of March in Hong Kong. And let's hope that is just as exciting as this race in Mexico City.